Cost of battle. You can pause and read this. And then the same here. Now, according to the official map that they give you here, it tells me that this is a mass grave and that 1,728 Confederates that were killed here are in a mass grave right up here. And this marker in front of us says, to the Confederate dead in the trenches exalted by Tennessee, or erected, excuse me, by Tennessee Division, UDC 1935. And it says right there, burial place, Confederate soldier, Shiloh, 1862. And I mean, there ought to be a lot more than this. This has got to be something that's just representative. But here, I'll stand over here. Yeah, and show you that. I mean, that's probably only, I don't know, 15, 20 feet long. And width, I would say it's maybe 7 feet wide. Something like that. But yeah, on the brochure, like I said, it says there are 1,728 Confederate dead. So this would just have to be maybe one, you know, of a number of these throughout the park, I guess. Maybe that's what this is. But they thought that this was an important part to put out here. It said for the battle. So, and I think it is too. I agree with that. It's just a little short space. The roads are right there. All right, let's keep on going. This is Jones Field, as you can see by the sign. Take a look at it on this side of the road. Big field, goes way through there. And then we'll cross the road over here, and this too apparently is Jones Field, all the way down through there. There's a couple of signs here. What it is around the midday on the 6th, the rebels had held this, and the Yankees had got this and controlled it for a little bit, but then the rebels got it back. But then, of course, on the 7th, the next day, when Buell reinforced Grant, then they came back and then they took this field in total. So you can look at that, and you can see here that section there says 10 to 11. This says the same thing. This says 12 noon, and this says 12 noon. And you can see you are right here. And this says Sherman and Grant here. And so, obviously, I mean, if this is pointing to where we'd be looking, that some, I guess Sherman's men would be kind of looking right through there. And then there were others that were down through there, of course, looking back this way. And of course, you can see that the rebels would have been coming in this way, straight down at us, and these came down and hooked around. So they'd have probably been coming in from that area over there, and these others would have been coming in from right about there. So that's this. Now this says Grant hammers the Confederates, and there's been a lot of birds like this, okay? But here, just you can go ahead and pause that and read that. Pause that and read that. And then if you can get through all the bird stuff there, you can read the things that it means. And then here, so this would have been on the 7th, is what this would have been on. So the first one I showed you was on the 6th. And see, this one's April the 7th from 6 to 11 o'clock in the morning. This first one I showed you is 11 to noon on the 6th. So you can see who controlled it then and who controlled it there. Jones Field. Let's keep going. Right here across the road, just want you to notice these guns here. And then you can see there's a little monument right down there. And what this is this is Mass Confederate Burial, 0.1 mile. So down there's another one. But here you see a counterattack buys time. Grant took this over, and so you can see right here. And then you can pause and read. Pause and read, and you can see that Sherman there, which that guy was a real dirtbag in his life, I got to be honest. Total dirtbag, not in the Civil War, but afterwards with the Indians. Anyway, you can see we are right here. This is about a half a mile from the last stop where we're at, it says. It goes on up through there. And this, you can see, it lasted about 12 to 2. This is on the 6th, between that time frame. And then you can see all of that. So they fought the rebels hard up through here, trying to get a foothold and holding this place until they retired, as it says, at 2 o'clock. let's keep going. Okay, so you can see this was on the 7th, so the last day, 12 to 6 it says. Beauregard's last stand. You can pause and read this. But basically where we just came from was straight down there, and that's where the feds were. And Beauregard was here just to try to hold them off. And he had to give up, and they headed out and went to, if you read that, went down to Corinth. And then, of course, a battle ensued down there as well. But you can see here, 2:30 to 4 o'clock. And this is where they were leaving. And you can see all the Federals up here. And so they just couldn't withstand it. So they were facing this way fighting. But if you look all the way through here, there's a whole lot of various monuments here. And here's a neat one over here. I want to take you to this one and show you this up close. Now check this out. Tennessee, it says right on it. And of course we are in Tennessee. And you can see they've got their flag there. That flag boy there most likely is dead or dying. This guy's trying to save the flag. And that one's trying to protect him while he gets the flag. This is a very tall monument. I'd guess from the ground up, I don't know. I'd have to guess 12, maybe 13 feet tall at the very top of his hat. And wide, I'd have to say, man, I'd have to say at least 9 to 10 feet. Okay, so here, this here says, erected by the sovereign state of Tennessee with assistance from the Tennessee United Daughters of the Confederacy and Sons of Confederate Veterans. This monument is dedicated with everlasting gratitude and respect to the Tennesseans who fought here. You can see there's a log back here. I mean, look at the realism of this thing. This is so cool. And this says Sanders back here. I guess that's who did this. Tennessee organizations engaged at the Battle of Shiloh, April 6th and 7th, 1862. And this talks about the infantry right here. So if you want to pause that and read about those, you certainly can. And look at there. Somebody's put a little rebel flag there. How awesome is that? And look, here's the end of a musket here, up close to the flag, and here is this musket laying right here. I mean, the detail of something like this. I mean, look at the guy who made his bag on there, and that guy's got his on up there. I mean, phenomenal. The Tennesseans had more to fight for. The fight was for their homes and firesides. Brigadier General Patrick R. Cleburne, as recounted by a soldier in the 23rd Tennessee Infantry. Wow. Absolutely amazing. All right, let's keep on going. Okay, so you can see this says Confederate Repulse. The Confederates actually held this land in front of us, and I'll show it to you in a second. You can pause and read all that. And then you can look at what the map things mean there. I know it's real shady here and sunny and stuff. There's just a drawing of it there. Here's the map. So, pretty detailed. A lot of stuff going on, I know. And you see this is showing it as April 7th at 8 to 11. The Confederates actually fought and won this field on the 6th, excuse me, and held it through the 7th until this fight when you see 8 to 11 o'clock in the morning. And at that point, then of course the Federals got it, and then they got rid of the rebels out of here. But they actually won it the first day, so you know they got that to be proud of. And you can see back behind me, I mean, this is just a very woodsy area. There's a lot of woods and a lot of trees here. Let's keep going. Okay, so you can pause and read all this stuff here. And you can pause and read this. And you can see right here, this is the first hospital tent was set up here. So you can pause and read those things. You can see Dr. Bernard J.D. Irwin right there, and look at this picture. You can see they got this field over here across the street, and they got that big thing there. But they got this, and I got a feeling this is it, but here's where they got a second sign. You see Confederate offense stalls here. So after nearly 6 hours, the first day's battle advanced to this point where it began 2 miles to the southwest. And then you can just read on and on, pause and read along. It's Colonel David Stewart, General James Chalmers. You can see this was on the 6th at 11 to 2. And so you can see, obviously, the rebels definitely way overran the Federals there and took all this. And you can see the Tennessee River right back over there. But this little sign right here, it says Larkin Bell Apple Orchard. Okay, so this was the apple orchard. Oh boy, there's big bees over there buzzing around. But okay, so this would have been the apple orchard. Well, there was definitely some fighting that took place in there. So yeah, the hospital tents and stuff would have been in this field right here. So here, let's take a quick look at this. This is U.S. Headquarters, 2nd Brigade, Army of the Tennessee, Colonel David Stewart commanding. So that's what that was. All right, you can see this as Conquer or Perish. This is where Albert Sidney Johnston, this is where he died at. So, you know, he died in the middle of the day on April the 6th. And then Beauregard took over. And didn't go so well after that. You can see this was from 2:30 to 2:45. So you can see it's right in here. So it was somewhere down in there where he died at. So right somewhere there's a little path down there. I don't even know if there's a sign, but I'll check it out and see. And if not, then we'll just go to the next one. This is the monument that they put up for him. You can see it says Johnston right there. It's got a cannon and all his cannonballs. So this is his memorial. But it was somewhere right down through there where he died at. So let's keep going. Okay, so Fighting Consumes Bell's Farm. This is the famous peach orchard here. You could pause, of course, read all this. And you can see what we're talking about. This was on April the 6th between 12 and 4 o'clock. You can pause that and read that. Here you can read what each little thing on the map means. Pause that. So up here you can see Johnston brag after 3 p.m. And we are right here. And it's got log cabins right there. And see down there they've got a log cabin way down there. I don't think I want to walk down there just to go to it. But you can see they got little trees here. So this was a peach orchard that a girl named Sarah Bell had. This was in full bloom at the time of the battle. And of course, all the trees just got blown away. But basically, if you look down at the end of the row, if you can see, there's a little cabin down there, and they got this fence here all through here, and you can see they got some guns set up out there and way down there. So a lot of the big battle took place here. Let's keep on trucking. All right, so you can see the sign here. It says Bloody Pond, and hopefully you can see that big spider web right there. Anyway, this is the Bloody Pond. So I'm standing here right next to it. Here, I'll get even just a little closer just to show you. I mean, it still looks kind of bloody, you know? That's strange, man. I know it's not some kind of rust or something. But, boy, it does look bloody. I understand why they thought its name, keep its name there. But over here, return to Bell's Farm here. So, basically all this is you can see the map here, that the rebels fought hard. They took this on the 6th, and then they lost it on the 7th. And you can see this is just showing from 8 to 2 on the 7th when the Yankees took it back. General Don Carlos Buell, Army of Ohio. So you can pause that, read that. Pause that and read that. And then you finish it out. So this is the area. A lot of bloody fighting here both days. All right, so pause this and read this. You see gunboats on the river, and you can see that Grant had put 2 boats here, the Lexington and the Tyler, to protect him in his landing at Pittsburgh Landing. You can see the map there. You can see right there's the Lexington and the Tyler. You can hear his Pittsburgh Landing there where he was there. So he put them there to help fight off ships and all that might attack them, or people from the other guns on the other side. So you see it says you are here. So that's just looking down there, and that would be Dill Creek branch down there apparently. This is the Tennessee River, and that supposedly that somewhere right down in here is where the Tyler and the Lexington were docked, somewhere in here, because Pittsburgh Landing is on up that away, and so they were there, like I said, to protect his landing there, to get his troops onto shore. So now we got a couple of guns up here on the sign. We'll go take a look at this. And then we've only got 2 more stops, and the last one is Pittsburgh Landing. So There's 22 stops total, but you can see there's a gun here. There is a gun here. And this is U.S. Gunboat Tyler in Lexington. So you can pause and read that right there if you like. So you can see they had guns here just in case anybody tried to come up this little creek area. I'll get a little closer and show you. See this sign here, it just says Dill Branch. Just so you can see that. But you can look out here. And that's where these guns are pointed at through all that. And you can see, pretty good sized gun. Pretty good sized cannonball would come out of that thing. All right, let's keep going to the stop number 21. And you can see this says end of a long, hard day. And I will show you, this is talking about 6 to 7 o'clock in the evening on April the 6th. Confederate efforts fails. You can pause this and please read all that. You can see a little drawing that somebody did of all this. Here you can read these things here to show you what's happening up here on this map. But from where I stand, you can see I'm right here. The Tennessee River would be directly behind me, even though you can't see it. It's back there. Dill Creek, which I showed you a little bit of it at the last stop, it runs all through those woods there. That the Confederates were coming through that, and it's very rugged ground. And so the Federals were here holding them back. As you can see, that we are here. So given that, these here at 6 p.m. would have been pretty much straight in front of us, and at 6:30 they would have been somewhere in that direction. You see they got a couple of guns down there, and that little monument is dedicated to Ohio. Over here across the street, we've got 2 guns here. It's just representative, of course, but this says Munch's Battery, 1st Minnesota Lieutenant Art Prentice, 8th Division, Army of the Tennessee. The battery with 5 guns was in action here from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. April 6, 1862, and bivouacked here Sunday night. So they actually slept in this area as well, I'm sure in the trees for a little bit of safety. But anyway, let's go to the last one, which is Pittsburgh Landing, and then this will complete Shiloh battlefield. Okay, the first part of this video, took some video of the cemetery over there. Here gives me a different view of Pittsburgh Landing, which is right down there. So we haven't seen it from this point of view, so that's pretty cool seeing this high up. But as you know, I showed you the sign and everything earlier, so I won't bother going back down there. But that is Pittsburgh Landing, where the Federals landed to come ashore. And it was back that way where he had those other ships, Tyler and Lexington, placed to support this landing here. But anyway, here's the billboard on it. You can see it says strategic location. So once again, you can pause and read all that. Then you can pause that and read that. And then right here, you can see we're right there. Way up there's Nashville. Fort Henry Donaldson way up there. Right there's Corinth with its tracks. That was the whole point, by the way. I don't think I've ever said it in this video. That was the whole point of coming here, was not to fight here. I actually wanted to come here, go overland down here to Corinth, because you can see the railroad tracks that tied all of the South together from the Mississippi River all the way over to the east was right here. This was the capital, if you will, of the railroads. So they wanted to tear up the railroads around here to stop all the train activity. And of course, and better control the South that way. So that was the whole plan of coming here, not to fight a battle here, but to get to Corinth, take out these railroads here, and make it a whole lot shorter fight. That didn't happen for a little while, but you know, they did get down to Corinth right after this, so they didn't stall them too much by fighting them up here. But anyhow, that's been the video. I hope you liked it. Give it a thumbs up, you know, subscribe if you haven't, share it, comment, all that stuff. And this has been a very good day and a very good tour and a very good trip. I hope you enjoyed it. I don't know, this is probably going to be at least a 2-parter, if not a 3-parter. I'll figure that out when I edit it, but I will see you on the next one. Take care of yourself.